Hi everyone. Today in this video we're going to talk about, are you making your asking almost impossible to receive? In the center lately, within the last 3 months, we've seen a very noticeable trend about people coming in and expressing their desires to receive something, create something, manifest something. And then when the universe brings it on that silver platter, they're making the receiving almost impossible, and in fact are almost rejecting what it is they can receive. I really want a new job. And so, we'll give them the strategy, we'll work with them to put together a plan on how to go out and get that job. And then they show up 6 weeks later and they're like, well, this one showed up and yeah, it was okay. But then, and the salary they offered was exactly what I wanted. But then I was talking to my friend and they said I should be asking for $10,000 a year more. So I didn't get the job. You've been complaining about your job for 2 years. You finally get what you asked for, and you let one person who isn't even making that kind of money, who isn't in your industry, who doesn't have your desires sway you. That's really making your receiving quite difficult. It's rejecting what the universe has to bring you. Another example is a client who wanted to be able to run a marathon. And the strategy was put together and what was required to make that happen for herself. And then she decided, well, I took 2 weeks over here, and I was on a cruise, so I had to eat. Everybody gains 10 pounds on a cruise. And, and I laughed and I said, well, did you visit the gym at all while you're on the cruise ship? Well, no, I was on a cruise. And so the marathon came and went, and then she used her choice to be on the cruise and not to visit the gym and to eat and gain the 15 pounds that you do on a cruise ship, or I shouldn't say that you do, that some people choose, to make herself wrong and beat herself up. So, last night I was chatting with another therapist about asking for things, the universe bringing them to you, and then the rejection that occurs. And I realized that people really don't get that sometimes the choice to have the story of drama and trauma and that it's not showing up can put blinders on us so that we can reject and not actually receive what the universe is bringing us. So again, one of the questions, I was chatting with her and asked her last night was, truth, are you choosing to not receive from the universe because you're bored? And she kind of stopped and looked at me kind of funny, and I said, because when we're bored, we will create drama, trauma, and story. So if you've been asking the universe to bring you something, whether it's a new career, a home, a job, a loved one, an opportunity, and these little things are showing up and you're not acknowledging that they're showing up and you're not choosing them and you're always finding something wrong with them and you're always creating a decision or a justification as to why that's just not quite right, instead of going, cool, I would like this and then some. In other words, put out another request, receive that one, put out another request. Then you really want to sit there and go, truth, am I just bored? And if I'm bored, what could I add to my life that will contribute to my life so that when I ask for this, I can actually receive it, instead of making my receiving absolutely impossible. So let's do what we call an access consciousness clearing statement around that. So truth, everywhere that you are choosing the story because of boredom and refusing to acknowledge that the universe does have your back and it is bringing you what you requested, but you are using decisions, judgments, computations, conclusions, projections, expectations, separations, and rejections to lie to yourself and say that it hasn't shown up so you can perpetuate the hamster wheel of the story so that you don't have to actually add amazing things to your life, and instead you can stay in that rut so that you fit in. Will you destroy and uncreate at all times a godzillion? Yes, I choose that. Right, wrong, good, bad, pock, pot, all 9 shorts, boys and beyonds. If you want to know what that crazy statement is, theclearingstatement.com is where you'll find out what that is. But play with that. Look at where you believe you are not receiving your asks and ask, have I had the opportunity to receive that? And have I used my points of view, my perspectives, my peers, my society, my family to talk me out of it? And as my computer screen freezes. So use that tool, play with it for 3 or 4 days. I think you will become highly enlightened as to where this is occurring, and then just move past it. Little by little, just choose something greater, choose something better. I hope this tool helps. Enjoy the rest of your day. Cheers.